What's up, guys? All right, so for this episode, we sit down with Scooter Braun. We go over everything from business to ambition to family. This is easily our most dramatic episode yet. You're gonna love it. Enjoy.
My sons.
Hello. Austin. Pleasure to meet you, Michael.
It's my sons.
How you doing, Scooter? Austin.
Scooter.
Pleasure to meet you.
I'm Jake.
Nice to meet you. Pleasure.
What do you want out of this? Just curious.
I just like you guys.
Thank you.
Honestly, I think you guys are young, you're hustlers, but I also think you have integrity. And I like how competitive you are, but when you told me your story, your background, and I think you make a good combination. I could tell, you saw his talent, and I can also tell you're very protective of him.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that was something that I liked. I felt like it was a good combination between the two of you guys.
For sure.
So, look, I've been really lucky. I've had a lot of wins in my life, a lot more than I ever thought I ever needed.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just like, what's the journey now?
For sure.
And I think being a part of people's stories, how I get to continue my journey. I like you guys' story. So
Where does all your intuition come from? Obviously, everyone knows you have good intuition.
Somebody upstairs, man. Somebody's looking out for me. Someone taps me on the shoulder, puts something in my gut real quick. So when I meet people, I kind of go with gut. And sometimes I go with gut, and then sometimes, if I really like someone, I just kind of let their gut go. And if I know, it's not going to make a huge difference in my life, but for their life, me backing them will make a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give them that opportunity, and sometimes, I'll lose because their gut isn't right. But I don't care. I'm fine with that. I know I tried something for somebody, did the right thing. But my gut went off with you guys.
For me though too, from obviously you're successful and you care about your family. From a purpose and business standpoint though, where do you want to be? For us, we seriously ask because wherever it is, obviously you're gonna help us. We want to help you too.
Look, I appreciate that. I don't know what the next 5 to 10 years hold. 2 years, who knows?
Yeah.
All I know is that the other day I was thinking, you guys don't have kids.
Oh yeah, congrats on that.
Oh, thanks. Another one on the way.
I mean, we have a couple kids, but they're not.
But what happens is when you have kids, you kind of understand your own mortality because you immediately love someone that isn't really a person yet. It's like a blob. A baby can't do any of this. But you love it more than anything you've ever loved in your life. And then you're like, wait a second, you weren't even here for the last 32 years that I was trying so hard to be this man. Mm-hmm. So how the heck do I love you more than anything in the world? You don't know me, I don't know you. And you didn't even exist, and then you realize, wait a second, one day I won't exist. So you understand your mortality kind of by making life. And because of that, you want to live for them. So as weird as it sounds, I have a lot of things I want to do in my life. I just don't know if I should do everything or go for everything because there's things that I should leave for them to want to pursue that their father didn't go down that lane. And I never thought I'd say that. I would give things up, even the effort of doing them, if I thought that might be an ambition my child would want to do. And maybe that's for them, not for me. And right now I know that they're young and they're impressionable and they're babies and one's on the way. And going into that world would take away a lot from them without their choice. They're already coming into a world that's crazy enough with what I do for a living. Mm-hmm. But they still have the choice to be their own person. You put them in that arena, the world owns them. You know what I mean? Or they think they own them. What about you guys? Why do you want to be in business with us?
Like you.
That's it? You just go with you like somebody?
No, we like you, and obviously, let's call a spade a spade. Obviously, there's strategic value with you. And for us, it sounds crazy to think, but with Gary, you kind of say how I'm drawn to people like him. Obviously, I see a little bit of myself in him. And then with you, it's hysterical. I showed your interview. I forgot which interview it was. My mom's Jewish. So my mom watched the interview and we started talking to her. She's like, wow, I really like this guy. I want you to be in business with him.
That's what my mom said too. She's like, oh, he's a Jewish family man. He's like,
yeah,
I love this.
It sounds really crazy, but we are so supremely confident in our business that we knew everything was going to open up, that we're going to get anything we want. We know we're going to get anything we want. And we literally, for us, Michael spoke really, really highly of you. We see what we see. Same thing where I love Tom. I'm literally envious of his relationship with his wife and his business. like right now, like, you know, put this on camera. I'm 32. I'm an animal right now. Like eventually, I want to, you know.
You should absolutely keep this on camera.
Yeah.
He's like, he.
So you keep don't listen to anything. Keep this on camera.
You know, I want to settle down one day and have kids and stuff too. So I mean, it's.
Can I give you some advice?
Wait, right?
No, I'm not wait, because you don't get to plan it. You can work your ass off and build a business, and you can control that to a certain extent. Fun and the person you fall in love with to marry, you don't have any control over the timing of that. That just shows up when it shows up. My dad gave me really good advice. He goes, look, if you want to meet the type of girl you want to marry, then you got to put yourself in a position to meet that type of girl. He goes, if you're in a loud nightclub every single night, how the hell you think you're going to talk to somebody and find out who they are? I saw my wife's TED Talk, and I was online, and I was just really blown away. And then I just really wanted to meet her, but I found out she was with somebody, so I laid off and never even approached her. And then she called that off and moved to Los Angeles. And I found out a couple months later that she was living in LA and single. And, you know, it was like, I got to meet this girl. And I told my buddy to invite her for drinks at a place, you know, someplace, because I heard she wanted to be a name in the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
And when she showed up, it was just me. It was a setup. And I wasn't even like trying to be like in a relationship. I just knew something. I need to meet this girl. And,
How old were you when you met her?
32. And then by the end of the date, I told her I was going to marry her. I told her, I think you're it. I think I'm done. I'm out the game.
The first date?
First date. I was
Didn't
like,
scare her at all?
yeah, it scared her. Well, you know what scared her more is that she didn't completely get freaked out. She was like, this is wild, but why am I okay with this? And we never stopped talking from that day on. I mean, that was 5.5 years ago, and I'm about to have my third child with this one. It happens quick. Like, you meet the right person, and it happens quick.
See, like, I like met a girl recently, and like it kind of like went along that, but like for me, you already had the W secured. Like we have this, and it's like I don't consider this a W yet. Like I can't do it until we have like the real W.
I've heard a lot of guys say that. That's stupid as hell.
Is it?
And can I tell you why? How great would it be
To share the W?
to just have somebody who's ride or die, so you don't have to worry about that when you get the W?
It's true.
It's true, dude.
It's
Like
true.
you want to become like some super successful dude. Why? So you can be more paranoid with every person that you meet
That's
and
true.
wonder if they're in it for the wrong reasons,
I'm
or
ready
have
for that.
somebody that you fall for and you feel great about, you know, was ride or die and believes in you from day one, and now you don't have to worry about that, and you could always look at the mother of your children in the future and say, your mom's here for me, none of this. Like,
That's true.
I think life's just perspective. I mean, I had W's, but I also knew she didn't care. Like, she didn't want to date anyone from my industry. That was a plus for me. Like, she wasn't interested in going on a date with me. She was avoiding it. So, yeah, I think, you know, that whole I need a W before I meet the right person, that's just your ego. That's just some man bullshit. You know, the truth is, when you get the W, one, you'll be paranoid, but two, the bigger thing, you're going to be so depressed if you have the W and you're still going to bed at night alone. You'll live in a big house, you have the car, you have all the things that you wanted from a material standpoint, and then you're going to be like, none of this does it for me. I got no one to talk to, no one genuine, and then you'll regret it. Like, the best thing that ever happened in my life, like, if you ask me what my W's are, I've been a part of Grammys, I've been a part of the biggest tours in the world, I've been a part of extremely successful films, I've been a part of successful TV shows, I've been a part of successful investments. The moment you say, hey, what's success? I literally think of my wife and kids. I don't think of any of those moments. I have to like think hard to remember when those things happened. But like, my success is that, period. Like, it's the only thing that's really real to me. Otherwise, I actually know for a fact that if I didn't have them, I'd probably be incredibly depressed. Because I would have been 37 now, with pretty much a lot of success for a 37-year-old guy. And I would have been alone. And that would have been a bummer. Now I go home, and I got a bunch of people that I know love me for me, because let me tell you something, my kids, they don't know what I do. My 3.5-year-old thinks I'm a superhero. He thinks when I leave the house, I go to help people. Because that's what I told him. He goes, what do you do, Dad? I go, I help people. And he goes, like a superhero. And I said, yeah, like a superhero. You know what that means? He goes, what? I said, someday when you grow up, you and your brother are going to be superheroes and you get to help people too. And he went run around the house, I'm going to be a superhero. That's the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah.
He doesn't give it, like, when I come home stressed, my son does not give a shit. Like, I'm stressed about some issue with some, you know, whether it be an artist or a business deal, like, I'm stressed out of my mind. And I walk in and he goes, Daddy, will you play with me? And then you realize that's all he cares about. And it gives you the perspective of, like, that's not real, this is. And I'm more efficient now that I'm a parent. Before, I used to get caught up in that. So
More because of a mindset, right?
Yeah, hours and hours of my day was caught up in what I thought was important because I was letting the drama get to me. Now, I'm chop, chop, chop because I got to get home to my kids. I've done more successful things with my business since my children have been born. The last 5 years since meeting Yale have been the most successful years of my career.
Do you think your ambition is now greater after you've had children, or just different?
Greater. I mean, I always had ambition, but I didn't have ambition with purpose. Like I was like, I'll get to it, I'll figure it out, you know, this, that, and the other. But I didn't really have like true purpose. I want to win.
Yeah, I don't have purpose, bro.
Yeah, I want to win. That's what you got. I want to win. I'm gonna fuck them up. I'm gonna win, and I'm gonna knock them down, and I'm gonna win, and I'm a badass motherfucker. And if you show me disrespect, that's what gets me going more than anything.
Not that much, but
yeah. If someone disrespects you, you go crazy. You probably go into overdrive at work.
I do.
Yeah.
Secretly.
Yeah, because you don't like being disrespected.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, now I don't really care what anyone has to say.
Yeah.
I do the right thing. And my drive is with complete purpose because I'm like, well, I'm going to win for them because I'm going to show them the best version of me.
Did you have any purpose before you met them or no?
My kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my purpose was to win.
Yeah.
I wanted to be something. I wanted to make, but I didn't know what for though. I was like, I want to like,
sure I'm not crazy. Over
no, I wanted to like make a legacy, but like what, like I didn't understand what for. I couldn't like really pinpoint it. And that would, when I actually took time to think about that, I'd get incredibly depressed, even though I was winning. Because I'd be like, well, what is this really for? And then, you know, start going to the introspective thing and get nervous, and you'd sit in bed and you like roll over and start crying for no reason because you're just scared. And no one's around, so you can have that vulnerable moment and you're scared. And by the way, that doesn't change. Even with the kids and the wife and the success, there's still nights where I roll over so my wife can't see because I'm in my own head and I'm breaking down. Yeah. And I now know, go to sleep and wake up tomorrow and you'll get back on, you'll be fine. But the perspective of them, it's an amazing thing because now, it's what I said about having somebody ride or die. I'm a Holocaust survivor's grandson. So because of my grandparents, my mentality is tomorrow can be taken away. Like tomorrow is not promised. Because that's what happened to my family. That's what I was raised with. But with the kids and the wife, I'm like, if everything gets taken away, I got them. Like I'm good. I'm playing with house money. I won. And that's the difference. Like you're trying to win. I feel like I've already won. I'm now just adding to the table.
Dropping knowledge.
Yeah, damn.
I don't think I'm in the right places, to be honest with you, too.
You'll know. You can't force it.
Yeah.
You'll know. You listen. You meet the right person.
Huh?
It's like I told you that.
Listen. You meet the right person. You'll know pretty quick. Jeez.
Yeah.
You just got to make sure. The only thing you got to do is you don't have to be. You just got to be open to meeting the right person.
Oh, I'm open to anything.
Then it will show up when it's supposed to show up. Don't stress it. You'll walk down the street and something will happen. That'll be that. Mine was, hello, nice to meet you. Holy shit, she's the one.
Literally, it was on a TED Talk, so you saw it.
I saw her in a TED Talk online. My friend tweeted a quote by her and I clicked and was like, who's this? And I clicked her thing and watched the TED Talk. And then 6 months later. And then I met her and I was like, just, beautiful girl, smart. I want to meet her.
Yeah.
And 2 hours in, she said something about family, and it just clicked. And I was like, I don't want to meet this girl. I want to marry this girl.
Don't be scared, guys. Remember, I was telling you that. Don't be scared.
You telling somebody else that's something you're afraid of?
No, I'm talking about coaching.
Okay.
I do shoot my shot. Always. I'm not scared to shoot my shot.
But are you shooting your shot for the right reasons?
No.
That's not true, bro.
It's definitely true.
Bro, you met me in like the really animal phase. Come on. Stop. I want to settle down, man. For sure.
Okay. Where are you shooting your shot?
I think you're just getting a little scared getting older.
Maybe.
What
That's
gym
what
are
it
you in?
is.
Are you in nightclubs?
I don't do that.
So we don't do anything.
Okay.
We-
good.
we-
Where do you meet girls?
Yeah, Instagram a lot.
I don't know how you said that with such confidence.
I'd say like
Listen, man. This
you know what it is for me.
this
Where I
is the
think,
generational difference.
yeah, it is. Do you know what I think I need to increase is the referral traffic for me for sure. Like going like I'm coming on Saturday
All right, good.
to his girl's party. Like
Yeah, that's a good
like
step.
that's you know what I'm saying. I need to be
Put
like,
yourself in the right setting to meet
Yeah.
the right kind of girl.
and then all like my really like brothers, like really tight friends, are all not in California. They're all.
And by the way, when I say put yourself in the right setting, meet the right type of girl, that applies to them meeting the right type of guy.
Yeah,
You think they want to say, I met this dude, slide into my DMs?
that's true.
You think that's where they're going to meet the guy they're looking for? No, they're going to the same party thinking, maybe there'll be some nice guys at this party. And you got to put yourself in the same shoes as them of like, if I'm in this mindset, where is someone else in the same mindset? It's not in the DMs.
That's more valid points.
I like how this turned to relationship advice.
I know.
This is great.
No, it's
This is
amazing.
good content here.
It's important for Mark too.
Yeah. He needs this.
Trying to pack it in soon.
That's not what he's saying.
No, I know what he's saying. Bro. I'm listening. Come on, man.
I mean, look, just to speak to what Scooter said, like when I met Nicole, I was sleeping on a couch. I didn't have a place, you know, and 7 years later we're married and so on. And like we've had a crazy run with really high highs and really low lows, and she's been with me the whole time, and I never ever wondered why she was with me. You know what I mean? And she's here, my rock, no matter what. And it's like I wouldn't change a thing. And I also think that a lot of my peers who don't have that, I think they got distracted because they're still searching for that. You know,
You gotta stop looking.
or at least like
Put yourself in the right place, that's all.
Yeah.
Like, you shoot your shot, but get in the right gym. Is that going to be one of the posters, huh?
Shoot your
that's a good one.
You missed 100% of the shots. That one does. That's probably like top
Yeah, but what
25.
about, shoot your shot?
If you want
but
to do
get
your
in
own
the right
line, by the way, to any quotes or anything, you can just send them, by the way. If you want it.
gym? I would like to do a challenge.
What?
Me versus Gary Vee.
Oh!
For who's that's
Yes.
a good idea.
Yes.
That is a really good idea.
You know what we should do? We should do the Basquiat, the boxing poster with Basquiat. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course.
And get Scooter. Oh, I like that.
Who's gonna be Warhol? Who's gonna be Moscow?
I'm good on that. we can just put up some quotes and hustle. I mean, Gary will probably win because Gary's relentless.
Psycho.
Gary said, "I'll just sit there like, guys, I'm not trying to promote
Gary will shut down
my
his
own
whole
quotes."
agency.
Gary, I'll say this to you right to camera. I'll probably lose this because I won't want to promote my own quotes. And you will just be like, everyone, click right here. My quotes right now.
And so
Austin has to put the little
he has
subscribe button right
a story that's like click right here. That's so good right there.
Dude, Gary's a beast.
Yeah, that's good.
There's no shame in that man's game. He goes hard in the paint.
For sure.
One day he should be the owner of the New York Jets and turn our franchise around.
Yeah, you're a Jets fan. I'm sorry.
Hey, you know what? My children are growing up in a life of privilege, but every Sunday they will be humbled because they will be losers as Jets fans, and that is good for them. They will go through life,
They could be good.
in my kid's lifetime, hopefully.
Cyclical, yeah.
Look, at the end, if we end up taking this rookie quarterback and not hurting him in the first year and letting him develop properly, we could end up being really good. But you need a quarterback.
For how much was Gary pay if you try to buy the Jets? Right?
I would never, ever, ever do that to Gary Vee. Plus, I don't
Oh
want to
my
spend that
god,
kind of
what would
money.
happen? You have to like fake, pretend like you want to though.
Oh yeah. No, I want Gary to be there. I went to. I don't know if this is camera, but I don't care. I'll say it. No, it's fine. I go into a Jets game with Gary. Now, this is a guy who openly talks about being an investor in Facebook, publicly traded company. Openly talks about all these companies that he's involved with. So it is obvious he's a high-profile person. And this dude, let's say we were playing like the name a team. Jets are playing the Buccaneers, right?
Yeah.
this dude sees somebody else at MetLife Stadium wearing the other team's jersey, and they score a touchdown or something. The guy celebrates, and Gary, no lie, stands up. Sit the fuck down, or I will fuck you up. He goes, do you know where you are? You're in Jersey. You're in our land. Like, just flipping. I'm like, Gary, chill out. He's like, no, he needs to know where he is. And I was just like, this is a Jets fan. He bleeds green, man.
You hear that story? He told us some 80-year-old. He said that he's finished.
Yeah.
He did the same thing. He's like, you're finished,
Dude,
He's like, not in the game, in life.
do you know Gary has not missed a play since he was a kid? Not a play.
That's like his only.
He's got a. Yeah.
I gotta go. Okay, one sec. Yeah, he has not missed a play.
That's crazy.
It's incredible. All right,
We're gonna kill this.
you guys are holding the camera. You're sitting there.
I want to take a picture too.
Before you get up, go ahead. Ask me anything you want to ask me.
Ask him one question.
Austin.
One question.
All right, ready. This is all I'm dealing with now. I'm only 19. You want to hold the camera?
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right.
You have 60 seconds
All
left.
right, I'm only 19. Patience is something like I'm like really worried about. My roommate is like making $2 a year. I keep comparing myself to him. So how do I like stay in my lane and focus on being patient? And I understand like people tell me like, oh, you don't want the same thing he wants or whatever. But how do I just stay in my lane, stay focused?
One perspective is the best way to stay focused.
Uh-huh.
So the average entrepreneur doesn't hit their stride until 39. So your roommate is kind of an anomaly, and more than that, like depending on what your goals are, you might not even want that. You might want something beyond that. You might want that. The other thing is the only real competition you have in life. You look in the mirror. That's it. You can't count someone else's money. There's always going to be a nicer person than you, a bigger asshole, someone who has more money, someone who has a better car, someone who has a bigger boat or a better art collection or a better, there's always going to be someone who has more than you. And they might have got it with the same amount of work you put in.
Right.
They might have got it with no work at all. Like, if you constantly are judging yourself based on other people, you're going to fall short forever.
Uh-huh.
So that's the first thing. You got to change your perspective on how you judge where you are in the race. So your patience, that's a completely different thing. If you exit out how your roommate makes you feel and that competition mode goes in and you realize that that's your shortcoming, and if you remove that from your life completely and you start looking at yourself in competition of where do I want to be in 5 years, where do I want to be in 10 years, then you start playing the real race. And then the patience isn't about I'm being patient, it's you're setting the goal. You were completely distracted by your roommate. The fact that you even asked me that question, you need to completely let that go and realize that the moment you compare yourself to anyone, you've lost.
Uh-huh.
So, figure out what you want from you and start there. And write down 5 goals every morning and say, I'm going to knock these out.
Yeah.
And then go from there. And then one day you'll wake up, because it goes by like that. Like, I still feel like I'm 19 starting this business.
Yeah.
And one day you'll wake up and it'll have been, almost 20 years. And you'll be like, wow, a lot of those goals I knocked out, I even forgot about those. And I kept going and I kept going and kept going. And I'm not worried about what they're doing. And in fact, the one thing that I like to pride myself on now, because it took me a while to get over the same thing that you were going through. At your age, I did the same thing.
Uh-huh.
I love when my friends win. I love it. Even if they end up winning more than me, less than me, I don't care. I want them to win because I call it the vacation theory. I've told Mike this. No one wants to pay for everyone else to go on vacation. If everyone wins, I don't have to pay for them to come on vacation with me.
Uh-huh.
So you should want your roommate to kill it, and you kill it in your own way, and then when you guys want to go on vacation together, you both can afford to go.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that does.
Okay. What's yours?
If you could go back knowing like the industry that you're in now, what would be your advice for like getting in? Or I guess what would be your advice for growing?
Okay. Pick one thing. You can pick maybe 2, but really, really dedicate everything to doing one thing well. Create your calling card. If you're trying to do 6 different things to prove to everybody, don't worry about that. Don't even worry about what you think that one thing is they want to achieve. Don't worry about what the expectations are or what you think the person you're trying to attract the attention wants. Pick one thing you're passionate about. that you know that you could wake up every single day and dedicate yourself and work your ass off and not stop. Like I say, burn the ships. Like you burn the ships, you can't go home. The only way to return home is to go get the ships of the enemy. You know, like you have dedicated yourself to this cause because there's no retreat. And choose that one thing that you're passionate about and go hard at that, because that becomes your calling card, because you'll do great work when you dedicate yourself to that one thing. And then everyone else will come and want to be a part of your work. You know, like these guys dedicated themselves to this company. And that made them, you know, get in front of me because Mike told me about it and I wanted to be in business with them. It wasn't, if they came to me and said, hey, we really think we can do amazing design for you. And we don't have a company yet. What do you need? I'd be like, yeah, cool. Like we could talk, like you want a job. I sought them out. I was like, I want to be in business with you guys because they were following their passion. That attracted me, and I said, I want to be a part of this. So I think if you want to know one way to get in, create your own key. You know, like pick that thing that you know you can do and that you love and kill it. And then let other people start calling you and saying, I saw what you were doing. It's incredible. Can we speak? And make sure that when they call that you don't get distracted too easily. Stay focused on that one thing and make sure that you can handle the incoming calls. Cool?
That's good. Hey.
I gotta go.
Thank you, Scooter.
Second point for much.